All right.
Oh,
So we're going to get started this morning with either a rolled up blanket or a towel the long way. So I'll just show you how I rolled it up, and we're going to drape our spine on it. So I have, a standard size towel, and I folded it in half. And then I'm going to roll it as tight as I can. So again, you could do this with a blanket. You want it so that it's supporting your head. Just let Doug in. And so the way you're going to position yourself on it, I'm sitting on the floor, and then when I lie back, this blanket is going along my spine. And I'm just kind of lifting my hips up and sliding my tushy off of it. But this blanket goes all the way to the lower back arch. And then my arms are out in a comfortable position. So take a moment and get settled into that. And Doug, do you have any requests for today?
I just need to de-stress. That's all.
We'll do what we can. That sounds great. All right, so as you know, Doug, one of the most powerful tools for de-stressing is breathing. So I can offer some reminders for breathing as we go through. So we're going to start off just with the knees bent. And we'll do a body scan. So observe the left and right shoulder. And just notice if one shoulder relaxes a little bit more easily towards the floor. And then notice the two arms. Observing if there's any difference. And for most people, there is a slight difference. And then you could gently just take your head from side to side. Notice if there's a difference in the two sides of the neck. Okay. And then travel along the left and right side of the back. Noticing if one side of the back is a little more relaxed than the other. Notice the back of the hips. Notice the glutes. Does one side feel different than the other? And then notice the feet. Do you have a tendency to put more weight on one foot over the other? Now let's do 3 rounds of that belly rib breath. You're going to breathe in through the nose and inflate the belly. And then let the breath travel to the ribs. Hold the breath. And then exhale. 2 more of those. Breathe into the belly, the ribs. Exhale through the nose. Breathe in belly, ribs. Exhale through the nose. Repeat that on your own, intentionally softening the body, melting on the exhale. Just notice any resistance to melting. Finish up your next round of this belly breath. Return to just an intentional deep belly breath and exhale. And now tilt your head ever so slightly so that your nose draws up towards the ceiling. Make sure this doesn't bother the back of your neck. So it's like you're just looking up maybe a half inch or so. And now you're going to take your nose. Right now your nose is at 12 o'clock. Take it to 1 o'clock. Just a little bit. So you're taking it, oh geez, slightly to the right. I'm not sure if my clock is backwards or not. So take your nose just 1 number to the right on the clock and gently press into the left hand. And then inhale back to center. And then take your nose just 1 number towards the left of the clock. Gently press into the right hand. And we're just going to flow through this a couple of times. Come through center. Take your nose to the right of the 12 o'clock, just 1 number as you press into the left hand. Inhale back through center and take the nose towards the left. Press into the right. And just repeat this with your breath, making sure you keep the tilt in your head. And you're looking for just an ever so subtle stretch along the neck. And finish up an equal amount on both sides. And then you're going to just slide off your blanket enough to sit up and then spin the blanket so that it's coming underneath the shoulder blades. So your arms are above it. So we're actually pressing on some acupuncture points here at the bottom of the shoulder blades that are connected to opening up the nostrils. Hopefully allowing the breath to flow a little bit more easily in and out through the nose. Once again, scan the body comparing left and right. As you exhale, invite the arms to be heavy. The arm bones melt into the shoulder sockets. We're going to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Let your head go in the opposite direction of the knees. Making sure there's no discomfort in the knees. Noticing if they go more easily in one direction than the other. And there's a gentle press of the back of the head into the floor. Now, if it's comfortable when the knees come to the right, just hold them here. If this isn't comfortable, continue with your windshield wipers. If you're in the hold pose, as you breathe in, feel the stretch along the top hip as you breathe in. Invite that top knee to melt, get heavy. And continue breathing in and out through the nose. Whenever your mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. The breath is your anchor. And now inhale, come back up to the center. Let the knees drop in the other direction. Notice the range of motion here. Notice any limitations on the range of motion. Is it in the knee, the hip, the shoulder, the neck? See if you can breathe and soften wherever there's tightness. And then inhale, come back up to the center. Now, the option's up to you whether you want to keep this rolled up blanket. You can try this out, see how it feels with it there. Personally, I like it here, but it may not work for you. You're going to draw your right knee into your chest and clasp. So we've done this before. We've done this many times. For this practice, we're going to be considering the sciatic nerve. So the flex of the foot, we're encouraging sort of a gentle floss of that nerve. So you'll flex the right foot as you straighten the leg towards the ceiling, just to the degree that feels right. So this should be gentle and an opportunity where the leg feels safe to stretch and let go. Then you point the toes and lower the leg. And now we flow. Flex and extend. Point and lower. And you do this in rhythm with your breath. You exhale as you drop the knee. You inhale as you extend. Just two more. And then you pause. Let's slowly extend the left leg long. And just take a couple of gentle rocks here, just rocking that right knee side to side. Draw the left knee in. Hands are on both knees, and we're going to make some gentle circles. So the blanket may feel uncomfortable under the shoulder blades. It might feel good. If it's not feeling good, you may want to get rid of it. And then reverse. And then come to center, lower the right foot to the mat, clasp behind the left. Now I should have mentioned before, make sure that the chin's not poking up to the ceiling here. You want to have length at the back of the neck. And if that doesn't work, you might have to remove the towel. You might want to put something behind the head. And flex the left foot, extend, point, and bend. Repeat with your breath. And just visualize a nice warming in the back of the leg. Circulation increasing here. Hydration to the muscles and the joints. Next time the knee's bent, pause, extend the right leg. Just some gentle rocking side to side. And you pause, bring the right knee in, and let's make circles in the opposite direction. And A gentle reminder to observe the neck and whether the alignment is the best alignment for you, or whether you need to drop the chin a little bit. Let's reverse the direction. And then you pause. Let's come up to seated. Might want to roll to your side, or you can rock on up if, if your body's feeling it. And we're gonna come to hands and knees. So if you want to use your towel as a cushion, maybe unroll it a little bit. And we'll come into table pose. Fingers are spread wide. Toes are turned under. Even the pinky toe. So sometimes the pinky toe needs a little extra encouragement. And let's do a few rounds of cat and cow. We'll come to neutral. Let's extend the left leg back, and there's that little press and release. Visualize the calf muscle getting warm, hydrated. Stickiness just melting away. And pause here. Float the left leg up. Now, check in with the lower back. So there's a tendency, if you can see me on your monitor, when you lift up, the lower back might arch. You lose the core. So think about, we have the arching and the tucking. Think about a little gentle tuck. So you're rolling your hips forward, and then you lift the leg. If you keep this tuck, you're not going to be able to lift your leg way up. And you'll feel this more in the core. I want to just check in. Does everyone get that? Or do I need to explain it? Yes? Yes, I got floating thumbs in the air. Awesome. Now, if you like, you could extend the opposite arm. Now just notice the shifts that happen when you lift that arm. You may need more core. Press into that right knee a little bit more. Press into the left hand a little bit more. Then lower the right hand down. Take that left leg over the right, look over your right. Now, can you direct the breath into the left rib cage? Watch the breath as it stretches those muscles in between the ribs. The ribs expanding like an accordion and then contracting. Come back to center. Toes curl under. You can either lift up to a downward dog or take a child's pose. Just take a little reset pose before we come into the other side. If your wrists are bothering you, then child's pose is probably a better option than down dog. Gentle movements, whether you're pedaling out your legs or gently rocking side to side in your child's pose. And then make your way back to your table pose. Couple of cat and cows here. Then extend the left leg back. Again, that little press and release. couple of alignments for the upper body. Shoulders slide away from the ears. Think about drawing the bottom tips of the shoulders away from each other. And then, when you're ready, think about, I'm going to use the word tuck, but it's a little less movement than a tuck. But you don't want to be arched. So curl your tailbone under and then lift the left leg. Now, if you
I think we're on the right leg now.
You're lifting your right leg?
Yeah, we did,
Oh,
we did left.
thank you. Lift your right leg. And then perhaps extend the left arm. Now just notice what happens when you lift the arm. Something's got to take over the job. Maybe pressing a little bit more into the right arm, maybe the left knee, maybe more core. Lower the left hand down and take that right leg over the left, looking over your left shoulder. Come back to center. And then you choose downward dog or maybe a child's pose. A little reset in between sides. Come back to table. Now this next one, again, we've done this a couple of times. It's a little tricky. We're going to be working the bottom leg. Or the bottom hip, I should say. So the right leg extends just as you did. You're going to keep this leg exactly where it is. The bottom leg is doing the work. You're going to lift up and lower down. Your core is engaged. You're pressing into that left knee and shin. And that's where the effort's coming from. If you're opening way up like this, then the top leg is doing too much. So you're going to rotate on the bottom leg, feel your core, and then rotate back down. Let's do that a couple more times. And then you pause, lower the right leg down, extend the left, float it up. Again, have your attention on the right hip. On the inhale, press into the knee, press into the shin. It's your left, probably oblique, and the left side of your abdominal muscles. And you're using that to rotate on the axis of that right leg. So the left leg is just the weight that you're lifting. It's dead weight. And then lower down. Once again, child's pose or a downward dog if you like. And invite gentle, intuitive movements here. When you're ready, we're going to meet up at the back of the mat in a forward fold. A supported forward fold where the knees are bent, the forearms are on the thighs, the head is relaxed. Just like we were doing in the beginning, sort of lengthening the backs of the legs. On your inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, you rebend. And this is a little pulse. We call this a rhythmic vinyasa, but we flow in and out of a pose with our breath. And this can help to warm up the joints, warm up the muscles, getting them ready for perhaps longer holds. Now, as you're doing this, you're looking towards the floor, so your feet are in your view. You can just check the alignment, making sure that the ankles are aligned with the outsides of the mat. And then you pause with the knees bent. Hands come to your hips, press into the heels, engage the core, and inhale, you rise up. Take a gentle back bend. Stretch the front of the hips. Maybe the lower belly. And then inhale, come all the way up. Roll the shoulders back. And you're at the back of the mat. Shift your weight to your left foot. Use your right core muscles to lift the left leg up. Belly's engaged. Then exhale, step it forward. Press into the right leg. Use the left core. Float the left leg up. Step it forward. Press into the left leg. Right leg lifts. Step it forward. Lift the left leg. And step it to meet the right. So we're going to be doing some knee down lunges. So if you like to have the padding, then you could have your blanket set up. Inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. On your exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Keep pressing into the legs. Slide the hands down the legs. Bend your knees if you need to in order to keep the lower back happy. Hands come to the blocks and step the left leg back in a low lunge. Hands on the blocks for most people. Lengthen the front leg and then bend it. We'll do that a couple of times, and you might want to take the blocks with you as you do this so that you can keep the spine nice and long. And again, not going too far initially, just watch the body open up. Follow the lead of your body. When it gives you the space to go deeper, you go deeper. And if it doesn't give you the space, then you don't go deeper. Next time the knees bent, pause here. Put the hands to that front knee. You might need to press into the foot a little bit more to navigate the balance. And then inhale, the left arm lifts up towards the ceiling. Reach it up out of the arm socket and then draw it back down. Option here. Look up towards the ceiling and then begin to arch back, only if that feels okay. Keep pressing the right knee forward. Keep rooting through that front foot. And then exhale, rise up. Hands come to the block. Lengthen the leg. Blocks come close to you. And then just let that leg sort of wiggle in the hip socket. So I'm not wiggling my ankle. The foot's just wiggling as a result of being attached to my leg. It's just a nice sort of release. That leg bone is usually holding up the hip. Here it's free and it can just wiggle, wiggle and find some space in the hip socket. Pause that and then walk the hands back up towards the front foot. Take that right knee back to meet the left. And slide the blocks to the side. And puppy pose, Anahata Asana. Where the arms extend forward, the hips are over the knees. Melt the chest towards the floor. Imagine you're rolling a marble with your nose as you come into Sphinx pose. And if this doesn't feel good on the lower back, then you drop down to crocodile pose. If you're in the Sphinx pose, if you're up on your elbows, press into the forearms. Drag the elbows back towards the hips. Slide the chest towards the wall in front of you. Breathe. Few more breaths here. Active Sphinx pose. On your exhale, release all the way down. Arms come to the side, forehead to the mat. Legs are close together. All right, now just as we did in table pose, you're going to curl your tailbone under so you're not arching the lower back. Keep that. Press into the right leg and lift the left leg up. So this is like a half locust, but we have the tailbone tucked under so that we're not coming into an arch. So this is going to feel a little different. It's going to be much more limited. You're looking to feel this in the glutes and the back of the hamstrings. Keep rooting down through that right leg. Keep breathing. Exhale, lower down. Press into the left leg. Make sure the pelvis is tucked under. Lift the right leg up. Up and away. So height is not the goal here. So engage your core. Feel that core engaged. And then exhale, lower down. And bend your knees and let windshield wiper side to side. Release the lower back. Your head could turn to one side. And release the legs down. And transition up to table. And curl your toes under. Make your way into downward dog just for a breath. And then we will eventually meet up at the back of the mat in that supported forward fold where the forearms are on the thighs. So no hurry. I'm just giving you the direction that we're going. I'd love for you to go at your own pace. Once you're in the forward fold, we're just going to do that lengthening and then bending. So there's no hurry. You're not missing out on anything if you go slower. No hurry to get here. As you're doing the lengthening and bending of the knees, relax the head, relax the neck. Let the head be heavy. It doesn't have to, the neck doesn't have to hold it up. And next time knees are bent, hands come to the hips. Inhale, rise up, gentle back bend. Let's do some shoulder rolls here. Watching the shoulder blades glide on the back of the body. And then pause. We'll do that same walk that we did before. Shifting the weight into the right foot. Using the core, lift the left leg up. Step it forward. Lift the right leg up. Step it forward. Left leg up. Step Step it forward. Right leg up. Step it next to the left. Reset your blocks if you need to. Just want to check in. Any questions before we do the other side?
Nope.
On your inhale, sweep the arms up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the arms, lengthen the spine. Keep pressing into the legs. Let the hands slide down the legs. Okay to bend the knees. And then you'll step the right leg back, I think. And then begin to lengthen the front leg. Now, if you're like most people, the first couple are not going to be, the range of motion is not going to be like after you've done 10 of these. So see if you can just stay within the boundary that your body's telling you. Watch the body open up and then follow it. Follow it to a larger range of motion if it's presented to you. And then you pause. Take the hands to that front thigh. Inhale, the right arm lifts up. Maybe you take the gaze to the ceiling and then walk your gaze along the ceiling, coming into a deeper back bend. You're going to need to add a little bit more weight into that front foot to keep your balance. Exhale, transition out of that. Lengthen the front leg. And let the leg bone sort of flop from side to side in the hip. Again, just watch how the sensations change as you repeat this movement. You pause, rebend the front knee. Take that left knee back to meet the right. Anahata Asana again. Notice if this round feels any different.
Yeah.
And you melt the center of your chest towards the floor, just a millimeter more on your exhale. You keep your attention right here in the present moment. Watching the body open, watching the breath flow in and out. And then you roll that imaginary marble as you come into Sphinx pose or maybe crocodile pose. If you're in Sphinx, let's activate it by pressing into the forearms, drawing the elbows back towards the hips and the chest. It's like there's a magnet on your chest and it's being drawn towards the wall in front of you. The shoulders melt away from the ears and they draw down into the back of the body. The bottom tips of the shoulder blades drawing towards each other. And then release down for Shalabhasana. So arms come to the sides. Forehead to the mat. Legs close together. You're going to curl your tailbone down. Feel the core engage. See if you can lift your belly button away from the mat. Press into the left leg. Float the right leg up. And you might notice there's this little sort of tug of war between the leg wanting to lift higher and the pelvis comes untucked. And so you've got to sort of reestablish that. Release the right leg, press into it, float the left leg up. You lower it down, come up to table. Again, you can do a couple of cat and cows here, or you could lift up into downward dog. Take a few breaths, just sort of resetting after that sequence. We're going to meet up at the back of the mat. And that supported forward fold. When you're ready, hands to the hips as you slowly roll up. Take a moment to just roll the shoulders back. Think about opening up the front of the body. And then you come to neutral. All right, if you've had something on your mat, you might want to move it out of the way. Flowing through some standing poses. Have your blocks to the front. And before we get started in those, I'll just demonstrate a couple of arm movements before we get into it. And I'm going to try to integrate this into the Warrior Two. So the first one, we'll start with the left side. You're going to extend the arm. What's that? Oh, sorry. Extend it out to the side, just as high as it feels comfortable on the shoulder, and flex the hand. And you might feel a stretch right there. Drop your left ear to the left shoulder. And then you're going to tip the fingertips down, and you're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. I'm going to go back and forth. So this is a little bit of brain work too. Flex the hand, drop left ear to left shoulder. And then drop the fingers down, right ear, right shoulder. Just one more time. Flex the hand, left ear, left shoulder. Come to neutral and release the arm. And now the right arm comes out to the side. Now it only goes to the degree that feels comfortable. There's so no pain. And you might find that's different on the two sides. Flex the right hand and drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And then you're going to drop the fingers down and the left ear comes to the left shoulder. Flex and drop the right ear to right shoulder. Drop the fingers down, left ear, left shoulder. Last one. Flex, right ear, right shoulder. And fingers down, left ear, left shoulder. And back to neutral. All right. Let's flow. Inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Right leg steps back for Warrior Two. Nice long stance here. Open up the hips. See if you can spin the ribs, spin the shoulders to face the long end of your mat. Left hand to the inside of that right knee. Straighten the leg. As you bend it, use that left hand to guide the knee towards the second and third toe. And then you can take the arms out to the sides. Flex the left hand, drop the left ear, left shoulder. So you can extend your right arm if that works for you as well. And then drop the fingers, right ear, right shoulder. Flex. And point. Last one, flex. And point. And you come to neutral. Straighten the knee, lower the arm. Inhale, bend the knee, reach the arm up. Exhale, straighten and lower. And bend and reach. 2 more like this. Nice. Do your standard warrior 2. Flip the front palm up and reverse. Reverse your warrior. Keeping that left knee bent. Inhale back through warrior 2. Left forearm on left thigh. Reach that right arm overhead. Spin the right hip, spin the right shoulder. And then inhale, rise up and reverse. Windmill through warrior 2. Keep going. Let the hands come to the block. Lift the back leg up. Now, just as we did in table, the work is in the bottom leg. This is going to be quite a bit more challenging. On your inhale, press into the foot. Spin the right side of the body around that right hip joint, and then lower it down. 2 more times. Spin and lower. Spin and lower. Lower the right leg to meet the left. Inhale, rise up, gentle back bend. On your exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Left leg steps back for warrior 2. Right hand to the inside. Straighten the knee. As you bend it, just guide that knee towards the second and third toe. Arms come out to the sides. So you're going to flex the right fingertips, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And then you're going to drop the fingers down and drop the left ear, left shoulder. Flex right ear, right shoulder. Fingers down, left ear, left shoulder. Last one. Flex, right ear, right shoulder. Point, left ear, left shoulder. And into neutral. Straighten the legs, lower the arm. Bend the knee, reach the arms up. Straighten and lower. 2 more times. And then let's land in your warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach up and back as you keep that right knee bent. Reverse warrior. Then inhale back through warrior 2. Come into side angle. With that right forearm's on the thigh, palm faces up. Spin the left ribs, left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Root into the legs. Engage the core so you're not sinking on your hip ligaments. Then inhale, rise up, and then reverse. Inhale back through warrior 2. Windmill the hands to the blocks. Left leg lifts up. On your inhale, rotate around the right hip. And then you lower. Rotate around the right hip. And lower. Last one. And then lower. Lower the left leg to meet the right. Inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold half. Press into the legs. Place long spine. Step the right leg back for warrior 2 again. And let's flow in and out of this. Straighten the knee, arms rise up. 3 times. And then we'll meet up in warrior 2. Hands come to the hips. Dial the back foot in. Left hand, either above or below that left knee. Begin to straighten that bottom leg. Spin the right hip, the ribs, the shoulder. Maybe you extend that right arm up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Think about getting the spine long. Tailbone and crown of the head are moving in opposite directions. There's a gentle pull, and that's creating space along the spine and between the vertebrae. And then inhale, you rise. Extend the left arm up and reverse your triangle. Inhale, arm shoulder height. Spin the heels in, toes are out, hands come to your hips. Just a little kind of shift in the weight side to side as we drop down to a squat. Spin the fingertips in. Drop the right shoulder towards the left knee. And then inhale up. Left shoulder, right knee. And just repeat that 2 more times. And just to the degree that feels good in your body. Core is engaged. Legs are strong. You can decrease the bend in the knees if that feels more appropriate. Pause in the center after you've done your rounds. And then inhale, straighten up. Turn the toes to face the long end of the mat. We're going to flex forward. Into a wide-legged forward fold. And you can use a block in the center. Start with the right hand on the block, left hand on the left hip. Notice where the weight is on the feet. You can even gently rock forward and back. Notice that when the weight's more on the ball of the foot, you might feel the stretch in the back of the leg. And when you have the weight back in the heels, that lessens. So find the place in the middle where the stretch feels just right for you. Inhale, get length. On your exhale, begin to twist to the left. Keep the right hip drawing back. And breathe. Exhale, come back to the center. Left hand is on your block. Right hand on the right hip. Inhale for length. As you twist to the right, draw the left hip back. Come back to the center. Hands on the hips as you rise up. Spin the right foot to the short end of the mat. Maybe turn the left heel out slightly, setting up for a short warrior 2. Right hand comes either above or below that right leg, and you begin to straighten. But as you're straightening, the leg is trying to, the hand's pressing into the leg, the leg's pressing into the hand. So we want to encourage those muscles to hug the bones. And then think about rolling the left hip, the ribs, and then the shoulder follows. And maybe the left arm extends up. Now, your gaze could be at the floor, could be at the horizon, or it could be up towards the ceiling. Just notice what feels right on your neck and also your energy level. All right, root into the legs, rise up. Reverse your warrior by reaching back with that right arm. And back up. Adjust the feet so the heels are turned in slightly. And then sink on down. And just experiment with shifting the weight to the balls of the feet so you lift the heels. Shift the weight to the heels. Can you lift the toes? Find the place in the middle. We'll do a little pulse. On the inhale, you're going to rise up. Exhale, glide down. Make sure the knees feel okay. You may even want to take a glance, make sure that they're tracking right. And don't go any lower than it feels good on the knees. Next time knees are bent, pause here. And then slowly rise up. Spin the toes forward. Flex at the hip creases. And come forward. Now this time you could take your block to the right foot. Left hand to the right foot. Now you're going to feel this twist a little bit more in the upper back. Draw the left hip back as you twist the torso to the right. And again, you might find that there's this little dance where that left hip keeps wanting to go forward and you keep drawing it back. Exhale back through center. Walk the hands over to the left. Walk the right hand over to the left. Draw the right hip back. Now, your spine you want to have nice and long, and this might not allow you to twist as much. Begin twisting towards the left. Continuously drawing the right hip back. Try. Exhale back to center. Hands come to the hips. And you rise up. All right, you guys ready for the floor?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's come to the floor. You'll grab a strap. Maybe a block. You have one? And if you want to put any layers on, if you want to put your socks on, we are going straight into sort of wind down with spinal twists and stuff. So the most effortful part of your practice, the most warming part is we're transitioning from it. So and your body may get cooler as we reduce the movement and we come to the floor. So whenever you're ready, you can come onto your backs. Again, no hurry. You're ready, we'll start with the right leg and the tie goes just in front of the heel. Arms are straight. Let the shoulders come off the mat and then draw them back down. You could extend that left leg long if you like. Now can you press out through the back of the right knee? Just let your attention travel along that right leg. Where do you feel the stretch? Are you feeling it too much in one particular area of the leg? That could be just because that's the tighter area. And now let the tie come in the right hand. And you let that right leg come out to the right. The leg is active and like having a block, or you could even have a chair, or if you're close to a wall, having a little support. for that leg. And just welcome length. Welcome space. When you're ready, that leg can come back up through center. You like having the block to catch your leg, you can move it to the left side. Tie in the left hand as that right leg comes over to the left. Breathing in and out through the nose. Allow the inhale to bring more space into your body. Allow the exhale to carry away holding patterns. Any tension in the body. Allow the breath to escort it out. And when you're ready, inhale back up to center. You can bend that knee, remove the tie, and give that knee a little hug. Nice full deep belly breaths where you feel the belly rise up towards the thigh. And then the exhale. Release holding patterns in the lower back with the breath. And draw the left leg in, extend the right leg out. Taking the tie just in front of the heel of the left leg. You're welcome to bend that right knee, placing the foot on the ground if that feels better. Arms are straight, shoulders off the mat. Keep the arms straight, but slide the shoulders down. And then with curiosity, just watch the sensations along the back of the leg. Now, if you're a hyperextender in your knee, then you don't want to be pressing the back of the knee. Most people lean either one way or the other. If you have had sort of the suggestion of pressing through the back of the knee many times in a yoga class, then you may want to do that here. And then the tie's in the left hand, and you release that left leg out to the left. Your next breath in, come back up through center. Tie in the right hand and leg across the body. When you're ready, come back to center. Remove the tie and hug that left knee in. Then extend the left leg long. And just notice if your body needs anything else. Maybe a block underneath the sacrum and the legs extended. Or maybe you're ready for Shavasana. Maybe a few extra minutes of Shavasana would be your preferred ending to your practice. Wherever you are, whatever you've chosen, I invite you to receive the gifts of your practice. Receive the perhaps subtle but noticeable spaciousness in the body. Maybe a little more ease in the body. Maybe more spaciousness and ease in the mind. Take this time to practice receiving. Sometimes if your mind is particularly busy, it can be helpful to have a mantra, a phrase that you say over and over to keep your mind grounded. I invite you to use the mantra, I receive the gifts of my practice today. I receive the gifts of my practice today. And allow your next breath to be a little longer and a little deeper. And invite gentle movements, maybe wiggling your fingers or toes, or taking your head side to side. When you're ready, you can slowly make your way onto your side. Enjoy a pause. And when you're ready, you can make your way up to seated. And if you'd like to join me in a chant of Om to bring closure to our practice, take a deep breath.
Mm.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you guys. I just stopped the recording.